I am making an Oreo Cool Whip fudge. Now, I've never made this before, so I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'm just giving these all a try. Okay, so I've got my almond bark here. Trying it with almond bark this time, and I'm using a half a thing of almond bark. Is that enough? I mean, it's 12 ounces. Okay, we're gonna try it this way. So a half a thing of almond bark, and I'm gonna microwave this until it's melted. And then I'm using good old twist and shout from Walmart. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is just break these up as I put them in there. All right. Ooh, perfect. Okay, get it all melted. All right, pan. So, let's see, that feels really warm. This video is brought to you by our Dining on a Dime cookbook. We have quick and easy recipes your family will love to help you get in and out of the kitchen fast. Please visit us at livingonadime.com. Man, it is. I think it might melt all of my cookie insides, so, because it's 132. So I'm gonna let it cool off for about 5 or 10 minutes. And then I'll come back and put my cookies in. Okay, well, it's cooled down some. So I think what I'm gonna do is just break these up into like halves and quarters. So I guess I'm doing about 12, I suppose. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's make it 14. Okay, and then I have my whipped topping, Cool Whip, whatever you want to call this, and I'm using a half a tub because this is the great big one. Normally it's just 1 tub. Now, don't diddle around. Just get it all mixed up and mixed in quick because your Cool Whip is going to set up your white chocolate. So you want to get all mixed in before your white chocolate sets up. I've never tested this recipe. You guys are going along for the ride with me, and I think I want a few more Oreos. I probably did 20 Oreos. Now somebody can go back and count. Okay, now I've got my pan. Now, if you want, what you could do is decorate the top too. Do I want to decorate the top? Nah, maybe not. I don't know. Let's see. No, I don't like that. Okay, you could maybe crush these up, but I don't. Oh, look, they got it backwards. I found a twist and shout mistake. Oh, wait. Oh, there's another one. There's two of them. I found two twist and shout mistakes. Are they on the inside? Looks like it's on the inside. Ooh, we got turned around. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna put this in the fridge or freezer, but refrigerator's fine, and let it set up. And then I will come back and cut it. Or in my case, I live in Wyoming, so I'm setting it outside because it's colder outside than it is in my refrigerator. All right, I'm making a whipped topping Cool Whip cherry fudge. Now, the first thing I'm gonna do is take my white chips and this is a big package, so I'm pouring half of it in, or one package for the regular size. By the way, the big package is 12 ounces, but the regular size is only 11, so get the big package. Okay, I'm going to melt this in the microwave, stirring every 30 seconds. While that's in the microwave, I'm going to chop up my cherries. So I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna do this. Oh my goodness, look at that luscious, great big one right there. Yum. Okay, oh my. So I've got my maraschino cherries here. Oops, I just did that wrong. What I was going to do was put them in this thing here. Okay, let me go stir my white chocolate. So now I'm putting my cherries back in here. What I'm kind of doing is chopping them up and letting the juice fall out, because last time people were very, very disturbed that I did not save the juice. Well, I mean, this is why I didn't save the juice. It's like a tablespoon. And I mean, that's okay, I guess, but it really wasn't that big of a deal. Okay. So, I don't know the best way to do this. Let me stir my white chocolate. I am stirring my white chocolate, and it is pretty melted and it is pretty warm. It is 126. So I want this to cool down a little bit so it doesn't just melt my whipped topping or Cool Whip. Okay, so I'm gonna set that to the side to let it cool down for just a little bit. And then while I do that, I'm going to figure out the best way to chop my cherries. I don't know. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna chop them all up. Okay. And then I'll strain them. Yes, I know. I have the cutting board right here. Why am I doing it in a bowl? I don't know. Because I'm Tara and I have chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia, and my brain just doesn't always work. It just doesn't. So, you can either love me or hate me, but I don't really care which it is. It's okay. I know who I am in the Lord. So I'm okay with that. I know that Jesus loves me even if no one else does. Okay. So, smashing some of the juice out. I don't know how to do this. Let's see, how should I do this? Okay, first, I'll dump the juice. Oops, and all the cherries. And, because you want the cherries pretty dry. Try that maybe. I don't know. Okay. Let me work on this for a minute and then I'll let you know the best method. Okay, so the last time all the haters were on me because I used a paper towel to soak up the rest of the juice. Sorry guys, that's just the easiest method. Just don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about, so just ignore them. Okay, so then pour right on there. Just get it nice and dry. I'm just showing you my experiments, guys, because some people like to see how I figure this stuff out, so that's what I'm doing now. Okay, so that's pretty nice and dry. Why did I do that? I don't know. I guess to put it back in here, but I don't need to put it back in here. Okay, so that was the cherry hoo-ha. So what I would do is just drain them as much as possible, chop them on your cutting board, and then just go ahead and pat them dry with a paper towel like I did before. I was seeing if there was any merit to the hating, but there was not. So when that's the case, I just ignore it and move on. Okay, this is still pretty warm, so I need to give this probably 5 or 10 minutes and let it cool down, okay? And then I'll come back. So now to speed up the cooling process, or do I want to do that? I don't know. Maybe I don't want to do that. I don't know. Some days I sit here very conflicted, but let's just go for it. Okay, so got the cherries, and then I'm going to add some almonds. You could add cherry flavoring in here. Some people have suggested almond extract. That would be an interesting combination, because cherry and a lot of people like cherry and almonds together. So that is, whoop, perfect. So if you need to speed it up, just stir in your cherries and your almonds, and that'll get it done quicker. And now my Turbo Cool Whip or whipped topping, whichever you happen to have. Yes, you can do this with wheel whipped cream if you want. I do not care. Okay, so now we're gonna stir all this white chocolate, and we're gonna kind of not diddle around because it's going to set up and start to get hard. Okay, so I have my lined pan here, and my parchment kind of got a little weird. Okay, so I think I got it all mixed in there. And oh, this looks delicious. I think I have a new winner. I just made this up out of my brain. I thought, what would white chocolate and Cool Whip be like together as a fudge? And I think this is going to be a really good fudge. Oh my goodness. That looks delicious. Now, I probably should have saved some to decorate the tops. I didn't, so we're just gonna go like this. I'm gonna set it in the fridge, let it set up, and then we will cut it. Let's see if it's melted. And it is melted. Okay, so now I'm going to add, now this is still pretty warm for my Cool Whip. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and add my ingredients. Oh, the chocolates are gonna melt. You know, that should be okay. I don't know why that would be a problem. Okay. Yeah, this is a using it up recipe. I had this little bit of heat left, so I'm using it up in this recipe. And I have a little bit of pretzels. And what I'm going to do is just crush them with my hand. Okay. And then I think that will cool down my and I'm just going to finish up these pretzels just so I don't have another bag sitting around. Okay, and so now we're going to take our Cool Whip and I'm going to pour it in. Now you can't diddle around with this because once your Cool Whip hits your chocolate, it will start setting your chocolate up, okay? I almost wonder if it wouldn't work better to bring a Cool Whip to room temperature. I don't know. Maybe we should try that for one. Okay, got all stirred and mixed in. Now I have my next pan here. Oops, not doing these very well. Okay, that's fine. Now, I'm going to stir this in, or not stir this in, pour this in. All right, and then I'm going to set this in the refrigerator, and then we will come back and cut it. Ooh. I am making a gingerbread Cool Whip fudge. Yeah, never heard of this one before, just came up with it in my brain, so we're gonna see what happens. White chocolate, gonna melt this, stirring every 30 seconds. All right, so for those of you who don't know, this is the first 30 seconds. See, it doesn't look like it's hardly doing anything, but stir it anyway to release the hot pockets, okay? We're gonna microwave for another 30 seconds. All right, here's the next 30 seconds. So I've only done it for a minute total in my 1200 watt microwave. My bowl is pretty warm, so I am going to just let it finish melting in the bowl without microwaving it anymore. So I'm gonna let that sit for, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes and let it finish melting, and then I'll stir it. All right, it is all nice and smooth. Now, for my gingerbread spice, you can just add 1 teaspoon of gingerbread spice if you want. I don't keep a whole lot of specialty spices around. I just use the spices that I have. So I've got ginger and nutmeg and allspice and a titch of cloves and a little bit of cinnamon. Okay, so I'm gonna get all that mixed in first. Oh, that looks lovely. Oh, that looks lovely. Okay, I will go ahead and make up some gingerbread spice, and I will give you the exact measurements if you want to keep some on hand, because I'm doing a video with all gingerbread recipes, so you might want it. Okay, so then I've got my cookies. And okay, I'm picking out the whole cookies to use for another recipe. And those are close. Okay. And okay. So now I'm going to just chop these up. I'm going to keep these in bigger pieces. I don't want them just completely crushed, like pummeled. Now, if you want, you can just take the whole bag out and just smush it with your hands. If you've only got like a partial bit of gingerbread cookies left, or ginger snaps. So now I'm going to, let's see, I don't know if I want it all in there. Yeah, I do. Okay. Okay. Then I'm going to add my Cool Whip. 1 tub. This is the extra large tub, so I'm just mixing half of it in. And Do not diddle around. Get it all nice and mixed up quick. Oops, I forgot to prepare my pan. That'll be okay. Get all that whipped topping, whipped cream, Cool Whip, whichever one you want to use in. I've got my parchment paper here. Okay, now we're gonna set this in the refrigerator, or if you're like me, I live in Wyoming, I'm gonna put it outside because it's cold. And this time of year, I don't have critters on my back porch, so I don't need to worry about it. All right, so, gonna let this set up, then we'll come back and cut it. Okay, I got my Cool Whip toffee candy fudge. Okay. Oops, well, I didn't cut that right. So the white chips don't set up near as well as the chocolate chips. Trying to decide if mistakes were made or not. God, that one's kind of big. Okay, well, that did not set up like I had hoped. All right, well, let's see what it tastes like. That is really good. So I'm gonna go back at the footage and see if I use chocolate chips or, man, this will be the, well, no, I guess I made a different variation, but this will be the second type of variation that I've done of this that hasn't turned out. If I use chocolate chips on this, I'm gonna go back. I may remake this again. And this isn't the toffee bark, this is the gingerbread bark. And see if the almond bark would set up better. I think the almond bark would set up better. I think I know what I need to do to fix it. Oh my goodness, this is so delicious. But you know what? I wouldn't throw this away. What I would do is freeze this, I would make little balls, freeze it, and I would put this in my tea or coffee because it would be like putting cream in your coffee or gingerbread creamer in your coffee. And then, are any of you from the Midwest? I'm sure you are. It would be like dipping your cookies in your coffee. My family's from the Midwest, and my grandma always dipped her cookies in her coffee. She couldn't have a cookie without coffee. That's what this would taste like. That would be really good. So my disappointment is immeasurable. My day is ruined. And I am stricken with melancholy, as my son likes to say. But I'm going to try again because this is really, really good. Okay. And I have my next one here. This one didn't set up either. Holy mackerel. Now I got to decide if... Okay, I got to go back and look. I can't remember if I used almond bark or if I used white chocolate, but none of these set up. I'm sorry. If I can figure out how to make this, I think this would be my new fudge recipe. This is really good. All right, I'm gonna see if I can save this one. So I got my chips here. And I'm gonna melt these, stirring every 30 seconds. All right, this is the second stirring. Okay, so let me don't want to waste parchment paper there. Okay. Get this all stirred in. Okay, and then we'll see if that will set up better. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, I've got my cherry. Oh, no, this one didn't set up either. Okay. Do you ever have days where you're like, seriously, can this be going on? My grandmother is having, well, she may not be with us very long. She's in the hospital, and so I may have to drive my mom down to Colorado so that she can get down there and try to get videos done. None of them are working. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's see. Okay, sorry. Had a moment there. I'm back. Okay, let's see. Let me just taste it. Oh my goodness. That is delicious. Mmm. Okay. Oh my goodness. This has got to be one of the best candy recipes I've ever made. Oh, add some coconut in here. Mmm. Mmm. Okay. This is delicious. I can't decide if I'm going to try using almond bark and remake it as a fudge because it's so good, or not. I guess I'll just see how much time I have. But I would not throw this away. I would just eat this with a spoon. Oh my goodness, this is really good. This is really, really good. Mmm. Okay, so I would just eat this with a spoon because it's just so good. But I'll try to decide if I can, if I should remake it with, almond bark. Okay, so let's try it with some coconut. Let me see. I'm doing this for you guys. Oh my goodness! Oops, I just dropped my trash can lid. That, okay. You guys, I'm not kidding. This is like the best. Oh my goodness. This is so darn too good, it's not even funny. I think my favorite candy is peanut brittle, but I think this beats it. Okay, so I would just eat this with a spoon. I'll see if I can recreate it as a fudge. Oh man. Okay, so I realize where I went wrong with this. I only used one bag of chips instead of two. Oh my goodness, this stuff is so delicious. And I'm dairy free. Oh. I'm gonna regret it later, but it's so darn tootin' good. Oops! Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I really have a lot going on in life right now. With my grandmother, and anyway. Okay, hold on. So, what I'm gonna do is, okay, so I have white chocolate chips here. How many cups is that? Okay. So I think what I'm going to try and do is melt this first, and I'm going to stir it into here and see if I can save it. Okay, let's try and see. Let me get my parchment ready. Okay. Might need to nuke this, but let me see how hot it is. 103. Might melt at 103. Let me see. So for those of you that don't know, my mom and I, my husband, not all together. Mom has her own house, but my mom and my husband and kids and I all live in Wyoming, and my grandmother lives in Colorado. Well, we are in the middle of a blizzard coming. So even if we needed to get to Colorado, it looks like it's not even possible for us to get there at the moment. So we're just kind of having to sit here and wait, but yeah, it's a lot going on. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna see if I can save this. I don't know. Let's just try it and see what happens. Okay. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Ooh, and I feel like adding some coconut into this because that would be really delicious, but then I'm probably the only one who's going to eat it, and I don't really need to eat it. Oh my, that makes my chocolate set up really quick. Woo! Ooh, that set up. Okay. So, let me see. Oh my, that is absolutely gorgeous though. Woo! I think try and smush it in with. Okay, yep, that was the problem. I put in one bag instead of two. Holy cow! What a disaster! Oh my goodness, but it looks so good. Now I'm gonna go set this out in the snow to let it set up, hopefully. And then I will come back and cut it. All right, this one is the toffee. And this one's set up, but not very well. Yeah, it's still really soft. Shoot. Man, that makes me so mad. Okay, well, let me just taste test and see what this one tastes like. That is really good too. 4 filled batches of fudge. I have to figure this out. All right, I'm gonna see if I can save this one. Let me add. Okay. melt this, and then I'll come back and see if we can save it. Okay. Well, it's warm, but I think we'll try it and see what happens. Okay. Then I'll just save my paper here. Just use the same paper. Okay. Let me see if I can get this stirred in before it sets up. Okay. Well, that was definitely the problem why it was soft. Okay, we're gonna let this one set up and see what happens. Okay, so before I do this, I wonder if I took parchment, if that would smooth it a little better maybe. Yeah, that might work. Yeah, this seems to work pretty good. Okay. Set this in the fridge, or in my case, outside in the snow, and let it set up. All right, I'm gonna see if I can save the last one. Same thing, melt this every 30 seconds, and stirring in between. All right, last one. Gingerbread, Cool Whip candy, fudge, Cool Whip fudge, I don't know how you say that. Okay, let's see how we do it here. And oh my, that's setting up. Okay, you see? Okay, let's see if this will set up. I don't know if we'll be able to cut it, but we'll try. And there we go. Okay, got my cherry fudge, Cool Whip fudge here. Looks like it didn't mix very well. Okay, so let me cut this and see what we got here. See if I make this and remake it enough times, then I'll just have all the almond pieces chopped up just from cutting it so much. Okay, I like the 7-inch pan, but it's hard to cut even pieces. Okay, so let me test. That is really good. Okay, that's what the problem was. I only used one bag instead of two. That is good. All right, to freeze this, then I'm going to just stack it on my plate single layer, just like so. And then I'm using these deli papers, but you can use, you know, plastic wrap if you want instead. Okay. I just got these for free. And then I'm going to put it into my freezer bag. And throw this in the freezer until Christmas. Okay, my Oreo one. Wow, it feels like it's done. Okay, there's a little couple of pockets of white chocolate that didn't get, or I mean of Cool Whip that didn't get mixed in. Okay. Actually, I think for this one, instead of starting in the center, I need to just start on the edge. I haven't got the system figured out yet. Okay, let me see. All right, so I'm gonna taste test. Yep, perfect. That is delicious. Okay, stir this. I'm going to put it on my plate, just like so. Then I'm going to take my deli parchment paper. Now you could cut up parchment paper too, or saran wrap, whichever you want. And then I'm going to do these one layer. Just like so. And, okay, and then I am going to put it in my bag and seal it and freeze it until Christmas. Okay. My Cool Whip fudge sitting out in the sun. I think this is the toffee one. Or sitting out in the sun, sitting out in the snow. Okay, now let's try it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the toffee one. There we go. Very delicious. All right. Finally got it to work. Yay! Now, in order to freeze this for Christmas, what I would do is make one layer and either put saran wrap, or I've got these deli wrapper things that I got at a garage sale for, I think it was free. I paid like 25 or 50 cents for a set, and then I got some for free. Okay, and then put them there. Okay, and then I would take a freezer bag and maybe a little too much. Let's do it this way. Fill in the edges here. Okay, there we go. And then I would just plop this in the freezer and let it stay until Christmas and then bring it out and put it on the tray. All right, my gingerbread Cool Whip fudge. Okay, let's give this baby a try. Oops, I cracked it. Oh dear. Okay, well that's not good. All right, let me see. Well, here, let's work with the cracks. Right there. And then this one is kind of crumbly, so maybe the cookies aren't the best idea. Or maybe I put too many cookies in. Okay, well, I'd say forget it. This one's a dud. Let's see what it tastes like. Well, it tastes really good, but I don't know if I need less cookies or what, but it fell apart. Oh, but man, that tastes really, really good. Oh, that stinks, man. And I'm going for third time's a charm. We will see for my gingerbread Cool Whip fudge. Okay, so I have the proper amount of white chocolate. I'm going to melt in 30-second increments. And I got my white chocolate here. Ooh. Nice and smooth. Okay, got my pre-made gingerbread spice. Okay, get that stirred in. Okay, now I've got my toffee, which I cannot remember. Did I do that? I don't think I did. I don't think I did that. Okay, so got my gingerbread cookies here. Now what I'm going to do is use less cookies this time and see if that will work. Okay, now, is that enough? Let's see, how many crackers worth is that? Like a half a cup probably? Oh man, am I good or what? All right, about a half a cup of crushed gingerbread right there. Oh yeah, that looks good. Okay, so that was about 6 gingerbread cookies. And then, oh, yum. Okay, then we got our Cool Whip. And we're gonna stir that in. Okay, I think this might work much better this time. So I wonder if this would be kind of like gingerbread mousse. It's a chocolate mousse, gingerbread mousse. Would that be tasty, I think? It would be. Okay, got my pan. We're gonna stick this in the fridge and let it set up, but just to decorate the top, I am going to, oh shoot, I don't have a spice lid on here. I said I was just going to sprinkle just a little bit of gingerbread spice on top. Not a lot, just a little bit. There, okay. Now, I'll let that set up and see if it works this time. Okay, my gingerbread Cool Whip fudge. Let's see if it worked. Well, it certainly is more set up than it was. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. Take a piece of the edge here that I had to trim off. Okay. 10 out of 10, that worked really good. Okay, that was worth 3rd time's the charm. Yum, delicious. Then to freeze, of course, put them all on a plate. And you can either use saran wrap or I got this box of deli wrappers. I think it was free. It's either free or like 50 cents or something. And I'm using that to separate them. And then put it right there. And take my freezer bag and slide it in. And 3 weeks before Christmas, I have Cool Whip fudge ready to go. Pop that in the freezer.